Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws in the building. Got my man Aaron with me rocking out. Got a lot of stuff on tap today. We're going to get into the NCAA championship, Coach K's last game as a coach. We're going to talk about this. You got the NFL draft coming at some point. You have the NBA playoffs are looming. You have my man Tiger about to come back after the 17-month layoff, dog, with the leg when the Batman almost caught an L in the ravine. Resurrected, dog. I'm psyched about the Masters, dog, on Thursday, dog.
Even if he doesn't play.
Dog, he looking like he said he was game time decision, dog. First of all, it's too much pressure now. He gotta play, and it's looking like he is. It's leaning like, I mean, there was a report today saying essentially like he's a go, like he gonna try to give it a go. Dog, the type of excitement that Tiger brings to golf, I don't know if there's any other athlete that brings that type of excitement to it, though. Because it's like, you gotta realize something that's couched in it is racism couched in it on the low. I'm trying to tell you, because people don't truly believe, like, they don't want him to win. Like, it's a secret, don't want him to win, but when you know, like, he's so vicious. Dog, if he plays, he got a chance. And I know, like, you think about, like, you talk about intimidation factor, dog, as soon as he suit up, if he got on the red polo, it's a rap city in the basement. I'm trying to tell you, dog. Red polo tell you everything you need to know. He going for blood.
Is that still the case though, or is he Peyton Manning with the Broncos the last year, where it's all name?
I my man Earl, what's up, ill fam? Shout out to Wes Buffy. Join us hanging in the spot, dog. Um, dog, Tiger is the man, bro. He listen, Aaron, you know how it is. Superior athlete. Like Tiger got a little bit of MJ in him. Like, dog, MJ right now, if you put a basketball in his hand, dog, the competitive juices go through the roof. Like he not human like regular people. So people thinking he not able to do it no more or he can't come back actually drives him to do it, dog. And so I mean, he been like playing golf, as of late, and from the videos I seen, the Bama still can hit the ball. Like, I mean, it's second nature. But I mean, of course, we know the rigorous, uh, like the conditions of that championship is just high, and everybody's playing at a high level, dog. But come on, bro, Tiger's the best dog ever to do it. If anybody can do it, he can do it, dog.
But it's no physical limitations based on the injuries, not just the accident, but before that he was having the knee injuries. On and when his game is
The
power,
back,
it's like taking Randy Moss' speed away and saying he's still a good receiver, but he's not the GOAT
the,
without the
the
wheels. He got to play different.
agree. He do agree. He does have to change his game because the Bama was just his striking power was just the thing that kind of set him. But he already kind of tailored his game back. I think in like 2018, he won the Masters, dog, and he won that with a changed game. Like he wasn't trying to be the long ball hitter that he's been known for as his career. He went to making sure his putting was on 99 and that he was just staying in fairways, dog. And the thing is, I mean, Tiger's name alone, dog, it shakes the field. Like it just shakes the field, dog, because he real. He real, bro. He real. And like I'm not gonna count him out, dog. Like, is there any physical limitations? I'm sure there's some physical limitations that he's gonna have to adjust to. But me personally, I think that he's already considered that. And before he even put his name in the hat, he would have just, said it early, like, I'm not playing in the Masters, like, y'all can stop all that. But the fact that I know Tiger not gonna play if he don't think he can win. That's a fact. He not playing, Aaron, if he don't think he can win. So if he's playing, he thinks he can win. He already seen the field. He know the Bama's playing Kepka and all the other go. He already know. He already know. So if he playing, he about it. I'm going with Tiger, dog. I bet against the Bama before. Like, yeah, I was listening to Jeff. This was some years ago. Yeah, he washed, dog. I don't think he'll win another major. This. Dog, it's different. That level of competitiveness is different, bro. It's different. It's different. So I'm a rock with him, dog. Even though he don't really claim us like that, we still gonna get the credit. We still gonna get the credit for it though. Uh on to our questions of the day, dog. We got a few questions today. We're gonna jump into the questions. These questions got some good ones today. All right. So we'll jump. We'll do the. I think this might probably be the easiest one. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. We going to the hard ones. Let's go. All right. Question of the day. So I was chilling with my girlfriend and she was showing me some pics on IG. And I accidentally scrolled into her DMs. There was a guy there basically asking, like, hey, sorry we haven't had time to catch up since school. Next time you're around, let's hook up. And message and the message before that was this guy promoting his music. I asked who it was as we have been together for 9 years now. So I know her friends and this guy wasn't familiar. She instantly got very defensive, then said it was a friend of a friend who needed a follow on Instagram and that they have never met. Naturally, I asked why would he say we should catch up soon if they've never met? She kind of fumbled the answer a bit and then said, I don't think I actually met him, but I think I may have seen him around uh, via work and her work friend who actually knows him. I pressed her a little bit more, and again, it just felt off. And then she said she had met him, but they didn't speak at all. They were just at the same place getting lunch. And then after another 40 minutes of talking, it comes out that she does know him and that they did talk over lunch, but she can't remember what about. I'm very concerned because this isn't the first time she lied to me about how she knows a guy or what their involvement is. And I'm a bit confused about why she will flat out deny she knows him and then slowly, piece by piece, reveal she does. I'm left feeling like I can't trust what she's saying and I don't know what to do. What should I do? Ern?
How you accidentally scroll in somebody DMs?
He didn't accidentally scroll in the DMs. We just gonna flat out put that out there. He wanted to see what was in there. He was treasure hunting.
Right, because if you accidentally scroll in, then you quickly like, oh, I didn't mean to hit the button, and you back out or just pass the phone back. So the Bama was hunting. That's step one. Step two, dude hit the drink because she wouldn't have lied about not knowing the Bama at all unless she had
Ain't
something to
no
cover
gray
up.
area, dog.
Nah,
what are the percentage? You know I like to do the percentages, dog. What are the
78%.
percentages?
He hit the drink.
78. Dog, you just gonna put my man in the vortex now. He finished. What should he do, dog? Is this get
Um,
another one territory or he gotta
the trust is gone. Once the trust is gone, it's not a whole lot you could do. If it's not a marriage, then you might as well go ahead and move on. I don't know how old Bama's is, but it's not
dog?
worth a lot of the headache that come
You
with
can't be
trust being
playing.
gone.
Yeah, he playing pet detective out here. It's just not a good look, dog. You got to. You sound insecure, which is a whole nother issue that you're gonna have to deal with. But again, right? You pressing for 40 minutes, pressing and pressing to get more
Right.
information to do what with it? You ain't leave. You ain't walk
Trying
out.
to
You ain't
be.
say fetal dog. He in the shower in the fetal.
He knows something up, and the Bama thinking about it. He can't even work. He can't concentrate. This Bama thinking like he trying to figure out what's going on, but she never gonna admit it. The trust is gone. It'll never be the way it need to be. So just get another one.
Ilfan said she's 60-40. The dude about 90-10. She got
Exactly. He know she outside.
she outside, dog. Megan Good style, dog. You know she with a battle rapper right now. She went all the way outside, dog.
You know that's how they do. Though they do the opposite of whatever they did last time when it don't work.
dog. Dog, she all the way outside, dog. Yeah, bro. So yeah, once your trust is eroded, you got to get out of there, bro. Like you can't, you're not gonna be able to function. Your mind gonna be in a vortex all day long. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. It just, yeah, you got to get out of there, bro. You got to get out. I mean, it sounds like you gonna stay because it sounds like you don't got a lot of options because you trying to do everything to kind of, you know, stitch the coat back together, dog. I just, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Next question. Okay, here we go. Let's get a little deeper. I don't know if my wife is cheating or if I'm just paranoid. It started with our sex life. We used to have sex about twice a week, but for the past 6 months, we do it twice a month at most. And I'm the one who's been instigating it. I don't think much of it because she was fired from her job about 8 months ago and has been staying home since. So I thought maybe she's just a little depressed and just not in the mood. But a month ago, my coworker called me and asked me why didn't I tell him I bought the M3. I was confused. He explained he saw a green M3 parked in our driveway. I asked my wife about it and she said it was her sister. So I completely forgot about it. But on Friday, I called my wife on lunch break and she was out of breath, like she was in the middle of working out or something. And that's what she told me. But during the call, I heard like some kind of slapping noises. I thought maybe she was working out during our call. We have a mini gym at our house, so it's not unusual. But in the evening, I met up with a buddy of mine for beer and complained about my sex life. I also told him about the strange call, and he said, "Bro, she getting the cheeks beat." After thinking about it, it makes perfect sense. But I don't know if I'm just paranoid or if there's something to it. I also don't know how to prove if she is, which I doubt she is, but I can't get the thoughts out of my head. Before someone suggests the camera, we had one in our driveway, but I didn't save it when my coworker called me about the M3, so I can't verify who it was. But I checked the recordings for when I called her the other day, and there wasn't a car parked in the driveway. I also reached out to her sister and messaged her about her driving an M3, and she said that she wasn't. She had an X5 on loan from the dealership. So I know my wife lied at least about the car. What should I do?
Two things can be true. He paranoid and she getting clapped.
That's
that's
the
that.
worst combination of the two.
Yeah, and I don't think she was getting clapped while she was on the phone with the band. Like, I just that level of audacity is is
Yeah,
super
that's
wild. So I don't.
beyond. That's
That's him being
beyond.
paranoid. But the green M3,
Yeah,
some new young Bama pulled up in a new whip. Like, look what I got. Next thing you know how that go down. She at home. She bored.
need to pick me up because she ain't working.
She living good. She just bored. Clearly, if the Bama can afford to work and she don't have to be at work for 8 months, you know what I mean? He can cover all the bills. She ain't got to really worry about nothing.
Well, you think
Except
she gonna forfeit that lifestyle security?
women do it every day. Every day.
Dog, what's the percentage on the jump?
Of she getting clapped,
Yeah,
this joint is this is 90%.
90.
90%. Because
Dog, it ain't no
that's
way
a
it's
lot.
90.
Women generally don't lie unless they feel like they have to lie. Like if you wasn't getting
Mm.
nothing done to you, first of all, Young is not driving M3s like that. You know,
Mhm.
it's a certain type of Bama that's driving an M3.
Mhm. Green jump.
That's not right. A green M3. Stop. Like Young is
Mhm.
not playing $90,000 when they could just go get the 350 for $300 a month. You know what I mean? Like it look
Mhm.
exactly the same as far as they know. So it's
Mhm.
only a certain kind of Bama that's going and getting a green M3, and that's the type of Bama that's also will clap your wife cheeks while you at work. So you gotta chalk this one up.
No.
If it's
So
no
do
kids
we need
involved,
do we need to wait? Do we need to wait to catch her in the act? Like, do you need to just set the cameras up and just play regular?
he's stupid, so he's never gonna catch it because he had the footage already. He was instead of calling and asking who it was, you should have went straight to the footage. Like who is this with
Straight to
this
the
green? Yeah. So
straight to the footage, dog. So he he loafing. I done went straight to the footage, dog. I'm like, yeah,
and he
hold up.
probably don't
You
want to
say
believe it.
what?
And did this come out of nowhere other than the fact that she only letting him hit the joint twice a month? That's super egregious.
That's
He going
adding to it. That's adding to it. That's
that's the
spinning
number
his
one
mind in the
factor.
voice. Yeah, that's spinning his mind in the vortex too.
And
Yeah,
I
his
mean,
mind in the
if she
vortex.
on like antidepressants or something like that, then that could affect it. But outside of that,
Mhm.
she getting clapped. But that's his wife, so he
Dog.
can't just kick her out and roll out.
Yeah, you got you, bro. Yeah, you gotta catch her in the act, dog. So you can break away clean and clear, dog. And don't have to pay no money.
Right. Because if he try to leave now without the evidence, she not working and he paying all the bills, he gonna be depressed then.
Yeah, hire a private investigator, dog. Make sure, yeah, pay him the money you would have to pay her if y'all split. Oh, oh man, it's rough out here, dog.
It ain't even summertime yet. Yeah, it's wild.
It's rough. All right, last question. I was scrolling through Tinder and bam, my sister's horrible boyfriend is on there under a fake name. Does anyone know if there's a way to find out if he's active? And if I do find out that he's active, how do I tell my sister about it? She hasn't listened to me in the past when I told her about his horrible behavior, but this evidence just seems too obvious to ignore. What should I do? I can answer this one for you, Aaron. I already know what you're going to say.
Go ahead.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. He outside though.
Mind
He
he
outside.
no, you can find out if he's active. You can find out.
Swipe on him and see. That's how you find out.
Oh no. He horrible, dog. You already know they don't like the Bam and everything. She found him on Tinder. She like about to pull his car and expose him. But that's the thing. When situations, I've learned this. It ain't take me long to learn this, dog. You stay out of people's love life. You do not get involved. You don't like you just stay all the way out because what's going to happen is you're going to tell her and be like, yeah, you know the Bama's on Tinder, blah, blah. She going to Kurt, right? And she like, yeah, I can't deal with it. I'm not going to stay with him, blah, blah. Then 3 weeks later, they're going to be eating ice cream outside, walking through the park. You're going to be like,
And you can't come
what
to
you
the
was
house
going to
no
leave
more now. Now you bang because he was cheating.
him?
So you just got to mind your business. And also, the Bama could be getting catfish. She said it wasn't the right name, so it could be somebody just taking the Bama pictures.
You don't know, dog. Don't get involved. And you
Mind your
don't
business.
like just mind your business, dog. And I know that's your sister, and you want to look out for her best interest. But the thing is, some people just gotta learn the hard way. Somehow, some way, she made choices to be with this horrible Bama dog, and she got it. Like it just gotta. She gotta learn. She
Then she
gotta learn.
might be
That's like,
happy. If she not feeling the effects, leave it be.
dog.
But the
That's
sister
like that's
probably
like.
single
Oh
and she want
yeah.
company.
Dog, that's how it be sometimes. It's like, young, you got a basketball team, you looking at the rock, you like, dog, don't pick him up. And you be like, young, but we need a fifth. You pick him up, and the Bama turning the ball over, throwing the joint out of bounds, all types of stuff. Like, dog, next time you be like, dog, we need a fifth. That's the last dude. No, we not getting him. That Bama don't, we gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. It's unfortunate, though. It's unfortunate. Speaking of hard way, this week, of course, our chat always be active. Different things be posted up on there. And I saw this post, and I was like, this would be something to discuss.
As a single mom,
Yeah.
I got the shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got it. I ain't calling her dad. You can
Yeah, you listen,
I'll
bitch.
I'll die starving on the road before I call her dad.
Facts.
So I'm like,
Facts.
you know what?
Facts,
I'm
straight up.
all the
That's
way
the dumbest
up here.
ever.
Say it again.
Say the word, tell me what
That's
you
the
said.
dumbest ever.
Hey Jay, let her rock out for a little bit. We gonna digest that. We gonna digest that later. Let her rock out. Go ahead, finish the story.
Okay.
Finish the story.
I'ma die on the side of the road before I call your dad to
Okay,
help.
because I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
it's
why.
kind of wild, but go ahead.
Because
Bird brains.
Oh. So I know a lot of people are like, yeah, well, I want to see the rest of it. I need all the context before I just go in because blah blah blah. So this is a podcast. I don't have a name right off the cuff, and it's not me like trying to hide it and that. Not I mean I can give it to you guys, but it's like something the Gemini podcast, whatever, right? So I watched it because I was like, I want to see I need the context to all the whole stuff, right? And after watching, another 10 minutes of it, I got the full context, right? These type of youngins will never get married. This is the bottom line. That's the context that you're gonna come away, and you're gonna be like, well, why? Why? It's because like this type of mentality, right? This I can do it myself, all on my own, is a fail completely, and right. And so, interestingly enough, he challenged her, and she ends up talking about how he's a good father actually, but then it's like he's not a good boyfriend or mate, but he's a good father. But if she's on the side of the road, right, and they're starving, whatever, right, she won't call the daughter's father to help in the situation. Who's a good father? That doesn't make any sense.
But that's the culture they come up in now, where it's like fashionable to even women that aren't single moms or that aren't struggling moms. We saw the same thing with like Black China, uh, little meme on internet this week as well. Like they like to the struggle is fashionable. It's like vogue to pretend like you're a struggling single mom. I don't know why. It seemed toxic as hell to me, and it's stupid. But a lot of these youngins be on that.
And so this is the thing. If you're taking all the responsibility, right, and you're trying to do it yourself, you want to be mom and dad, right? That dynamic excludes any man from like participating in your life in the fashion or the function that you would want from a husband. So you're not going to get that. You're going to get exactly what you're putting off. I got this and I don't need you for this. And so for those things that you don't got, that's what he's going to give you. And that's
Hype, and
it.
that's about it.
That's it. Right? And so it's just unfortunate because watching that, like it was interesting looking at the comments, right? Because there was a lot of people trying to justify that feeling. And trust me, I do. Like I talk to my wife all the time, and I just say like the last thing, like I can't imagine what it would be like to be a single parent, right? That joint is like, dog, the fact that I made it, I still got my right mind. I'm not only selling drugs and running packs across the state lines and shooting bombers and like, dog, it's a miracle, bro. Cause it really is a lot, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't have to be. And granted, like that joint is a lot, though. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm not even taking away from what goes into child rearing, right? But if you have somebody who's willing to help you in that process and they're a good father, you be an idiot to not tap that resource to the max.
And she was offended by being called out on being an idiot because they're so used to nobody ever challenging the dumb stuff that comes out of their mouth a lot of times. And it's just selfish and ego driven. And it's unfortunate because it's a lot of women who don't have the option of a man that's willing to help or wants to help or would be reliable to participate in the like the rearing of the child. But then you have these people out here who are choosing to look like they don't have an option when they do. It's foolishness. It's the same way we talk about dudes who want to be tough and want to hang in the hood when they got money or don't come from that environment. It's just it's idiocy, dog. And I like sometimes I just be looking at black people like, where y'all get this stuff from?
Dog, yeah, nah. It didn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, to some degree, I'm like, okay, I get it. If the dude's a dirtbag, right? And he doesn't want anything to do with his child, there are those too, right? But
if you stranded on the side of the road, you still call him in case. It's not about you, it's about the child. Your pride, you worried about him saying no for the 110th time, you make the call.
she
It's not
gave
about
an
you, it's
example.
about the kid.
The crazy part is she gave an example how she called him in a time where she was like, being unreasonable with her child, and how he talked her off a ledge and brought some stability to a situation that was volatile, right? And so it's just like, how was that? How would you not want that as a part of, what I'm saying? You just want to run wild and just do things
That's their
the way that you
identity,
want to do it. And it's unfortunate because that behavior mindset, right? And her, there was a girl on there co-signing her, talking
of
about,
course.
oh yeah, well, how many times you get the call where I can't do this weekend and stuff like that, basically referring to the guy saying that he can't watch the kid for the weekend when taking care of a child is 24/7, right? And so, in the same situation, right? Like, okay, there are guys who like that, right? And then there are guys who are, willing to do that, and then they're facing opposition, or they're saying, well, no, I'm actually taking her to do this weekend, or I'm doing this, so you got to get next weekend, right? And just like playing that card, or that power struggle dynamic, right? For whatever reasons, right? You will be single for the rest of your life. And Kevin Samuels' word phrase, you buy a dog and die alone, with that type of attitude. And that's, again, it's a choice. You don't have to be amenable and cooperative. You don't have to do any of that, right? But just know that the consequences of that will just be exactly what you don't want, because you're saying that it's so hard to take care of a child on your own, and all of the stress and struggle, and you wasn't there with me in the trenches. Just know that that is your lot going forward. And it's
Self-fulfilling
because
prophecy.
it's because you made it that way, right? It just is what it is. And I'm not, like, again, I don't have no stake in the game. I'm in a 2-parent household. That joint's still hard. So I can imagine being a single parent and then not reaching out to a willing participating party for needs. Like, dog, it's hard, dog. Like, I don't. Why would you want to do that solo? That
Because
doesn't
he doesn't
make.
want to be with her. A lot of times they feel like they're punishing the man by doing things themselves or trying to act like they can do things themselves. They're
You're
proving a point because
punishing
he doesn't want to
yourself.
be with her. And people think, oh, if you're a bad boyfriend or bad husband, you're automatically a bad father, when that's not the case. A lot of dudes are great fathers, but terrible mates. And it doesn't matter
Yeah.
how you feel about it. It's about the kid. What's more beneficial to the child? And a lot of these youngins are just selfish, and they want to have it their way. If they can't have it their way, then they're gonna make it miserable for everybody.
Yeah. And granted, I know that there's guys out there just they're not good fathers, they're not good whatever, right? But the way they paint it, like, I mean,
That's
especially
what
where
they
I heard the
dictate.
phrase, like, the Bama was, bringing guns around the kid and doing, like, the way he painted, I'm like, I would never call him ever, like, he bipolar and he dealing with issues, and like, you can't trust him around the child. Like, that's the way I perceived it. Then she told a story how this Bama Charlie's Angel out here. I don't get it, dog. I don't get it. But I hope that, and she was being transparent and saying, like, it may be ego, it may just be me, and I'm trying to learn, deal with, with that. But like, you you're this behavior, that mindset is actually impairing your child. It's going to reproduce that cycle, and it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. Um, uh, though we got college basketball. We had the championship last night. Kansas, North Carolina. The game was good, bro. It was a good game. It started out back and forth. Then Carolina looked like they was going to take it away. Went to halftime. Kansas was down 16
16.
points. Came out at halftime. It looked like they just clicked the switch. Like they was like, all right, if we lose, we're gonna lose just going at it as hard as we can. And you just saw this momentum just quickly like kind of shift over. And once Kansas was able to get it within like 2 scores, it's almost like they looked at the scoreboard, was like, oh yeah, we back. And then they end up winning the game. Yeah. Whatchamacallit, main man, Betancourt, whatever his name is, he got hurt at the end. A loose floorboard, he twisted his ankle. That hurt them down the stretch.
Their
But
guards are terrible. Like I don't. This is probably the worst guard play I've seen this deep into the tournament. I don't know how North Carolina got to where they got with the way that their guards play, and it looks like they can't shoot a lick. Even the shots they choose to take is like these long ones. They can't get the offense. It's just they couldn't get the ball across half court. It just looked like it was. They looked rec league out there. And I can't remember the other Bama's name, but the guards look selfish, thirsty, trying to play hero ball. It was bad.
yeah,
You up 16, there's no way you can lose that game. From a coaching standpoint, that's a big ding. I know this is his first year and he got to the championship, but that's going to be a conversation the white folks going to want to have, saying you got out coached, you was up 16, how you lose that game. I'm sure he deactivated his Twitter, them white folks in North Carolina. Probably calling them all kind of niggas and monkeys and dummies. You know how that go. But
I know how I go.
you can't lose a game up
Yeah,
16.
you can't lose that, dog. And honestly, going into the game, I felt Kansas was a better team. Like I just thought they were a better team, right? And North Carolina's good, but like you get up on a team like that, you cannot let them make the run back. You cannot let that happen. Um, And so, just the rush shots, you saw the guards, they just take ill-advised 3-pointers and rush shots. And then
Turnovers.
next thing, turnovers. And the next thing you know, you look up and Kansas was down 5 points. You're like, oh, snap. Like, and
11 was
then,
cooking in that second half. The
he
little
was
Arab
cooking,
looking
dog.
dude, I don't know
Remy,
if he's
you talking
mixed
about
or what
Remy
he is.
Martin. Remy Martin.
Number 11.
Hey,
Them
yeah,
threes in the corner. Then he had another three
yeah,
from the
he was balling. He
oh,
single-handedly like willed them back into that jump because he
fact.
looked like he was about that life. The way he was playing, his intention, like he looked like, oh nah, if we're gonna lose, I'm gonna make sure we not losing the way we was about to lose. Definitely made a difference. Yeah, UNC, like I said, yeah. Hubert Davis, he made it to the chip, so guess he can hang his hat on that. He did put Coach K out of there. He
It would
did
have been
get Coach
great
K out of there.
if you finished the game. That would have been a big part of the conversation. But
Mhm.
they're going to lean on being up 16 and losing that game more than actually what happened with Duke and Coach K.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you already know, right? You only as good as what you've done lately. Coach K, 75. I ain't know the Bama was 75. This Bama should have been retired, dog. He should have been retired. But I mean, he had a nice little run here at the end. Um, Coach K. Dog, I'll tell you one thing. Paulo Banchero, the Bama from Duke, he league ready, dog.
Rick
He
talking
league
about that.
ready.
Rick like him.
Hey, he league ready, dog. Like to me, he remind me of like a Tobias Harris. Like his skill set, his size, his ability, like finish around a cup. He can shoot the rock. He ain't a great shooter, but he's solid. That dude, and he got a league ready body. He league ready, dog. If I was him,
Jabari Smith.
I like
Yeah,
Jabari too, but dog, Jabari ain't got his size though. And
he's
his
6'10" and 18 with a stroke, Paul. Athleticism. Play the 3 or the 4. I'm taking him. Probably the 3. He give you a lot of like kind of KD vibes in a way.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, I was just disappointed like when you got guys on that big stage like Ranchero, like
Mhm.
I thought he should have been a bigger factor down the stretch in that game against UNC, and I didn't see it.
I do. So that's the thing. It's like sometimes these younger kids, dog, you gotta realize they kids, bro. Like sometimes they be in a kid mindset. We look at them like, no, this man a grown man, dog.
But
Mess
dogs are
with him, dog.
dogs though in the
You
mind.
right, but sometimes, dog, but sometimes it gotta be what do you say? Cultivated. Like it gotta be cultivated and sometimes, right? Especially with kids. Like Bam only 18 years old. So
When you was
uh
18,
dog, it's a different era. We were talking about this the other day, dog, about the like music of this time and this era. I heard a song on the radio that would not get played in my era. They would have tossed the CD tape out the window on the road because there was no, the dude couldn't rap. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a new day. Like back in our day, right? When you hooped, like if you didn't have the dog in you already, by default, you was going to get washed off the court immediately. Bams was going to wash you. So you had to come to the court with a chip because, first of all, if a Bama, like, you know how it go, Aaron, as soon as the game starts, if he scored one time on you, the team just gonna be like, dog, scoring him every time. Like that's how the era we grew up in. It's like you couldn't hide. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you couldn't hide on the court and just mouse in the house, give me the rock every time. Bama can't guard me, just give it to me. And the whole team was going to just oblige and be like, yeah, get him out of here. He's soft, cook him. Now it's a little different, dog. You can hide, you can be a little take some plays off, whatever. I thought he played solid. I think there's enough there that if you, I don't know about the Wizards being able to kind of get it out of him, but I think there's enough there that you can get solid production out of him. I mean, you can't teach the height and the build. Bama's 6'6", and he's man, like, and he can handle the rock enough. He can shoot the rock enough. And I feel like he has versatility that can translate to the league. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this draft happen. I like Jaden Ivey too. I think he's solid.
who
Definitely
you think the
can
Wizards end
play.
up with?
Some Bama from Yugoslavia somewhere.
For
What's the seven? There's a 7-2 Bama that they talking about is nice, and that dude
2023.
he looked terrible to me. I'm sorry. Y'all can work with his games, but he looked slew-footed and like you tall. It just, I mean, the height helps, but we seen people who tall just don't train. Bull. What's the other Bama name? Like it just being tall is not enough for me. And they trying to like show his versatility. It's not. It ain't enough. I'm not convinced. Um, dog, your boy, they coming for your boy. Is this Bezos with the
Teflon.
whole report? The whole report that the
That's
Washington football team is hiding bread and not reporting their revenues from the concessions and the team facility.
that sounds like Bruce Allen to me. I think Bezos is behind this push to get Dan out of here so he can get the team, but he knows who he can reach out to and rely on, and I think Bruce Allen can't stand Dan. You know what I mean? Because of the way things ended, and so he's been dropping little seeds. They saying it's a lie, but this is something that should be provable. It's not something that should be gray area like everything else. They doing all these audits. I can't
You
believe
can,
that
he got
that
2 books, Aaron. Do we got 2 books?
this the thing. Like out of all the crimes in the world, financial crimes are the hardest to hide. Like the level of forensics that they have to be able to trace money. He's not getting money in cash in 2022, so that money's going to some account, and they'll be able to trace like where the bread's coming from.
Mhm.
So this is not something that's going to be we'll never know the answer to. You're gonna find out. If it's
So
true,
you
you're gonna
telling
find out.
so you telling me Bezos called Bruce Allen and said, "Give me something that's gonna stick."
It might have been the other way around.
I got some information for you. It'll cost you, but it could strike him down. Will
That's
this
the
be
type of
enough
guy
to?
he is.
He is
If
credit,
it's
dog.
true, they kicking him out because it's basically like stealing money from the rest of the league. It affects the salary cap. It's so many ramifications that the NFLPA will be able to like combat and say the salary cap was low. You know what I mean? Even if it's by a little bit, it's just having to fight that battle in court. He's going to be out if it's true.
That's the death blow. Dog, Dan done fought a
He's
lot
not
of
that
battles,
dumb,
bro.
dog. I don't think he's that dumb. He's evil, but the Bama is smart.
He don't need to do that. I know,
Right?
I
It just
know,
doesn't
I
add
know.
up.
That don't even make sense, dog. Bama's who Scrooge McDuck. They just Scrooge McDuck, dog. You just can't.
I can't
Dog,
see it. I just can't see it.
I
Like
don't know,
you have to
bro.
be dumb. This is one of those dummy crimes. This is a
But what if
dummy
he
crime.
did? What if he just didn't know? What if it was happening, but he
That's
wasn't
not a good
aware of it?
excuse. That's not a good excuse. You think if I was stealing money, he'd know? If I was stealing $50,000, he'd know. You mean to tell me he doesn't know about millions of dollars from home games? Like, nah, that ain't gonna fly. FBI don't want to hear that. IRS ain't gonna want to hear that.
Does it stick though, Aaron? Will it stick?
Is it true or not? Again, this is not one of those rumor things where just the rumor is gonna be enough to create bad blood and kill it. Like, they're gonna do some forensics. They're gonna do an investigation. Look at the audits. Look at the books. It's not like the narrative behind this story is like he's got two sets of books, like the old days when Bama was writing in notepads what the finances was. All this stuff is digital and traceable, dog. All this stuff is in banks and spreadsheets. It's
Mhm.
no way this Bama has a separate book of cash like he's in the mob in 1930, like writing in a notebook. It's just not how it works anymore. How he would be able to think he could pull this off on 31 other billionaires in the league and all of the law. He got a lot of issues, but stupidity doesn't seem to be one of
One of
those,
his.
especially when it comes to the bread. Like he's had the bread part figured out when he hasn't had the football figured out at all. The bread part, for the most part, has been figured out for
Mhm.
this team. Even when they've been terrible, he's been finding a way to beat the salary cap, to to get players to come here to pay Bama's above what other people in the league are willing to pay him. So money hasn't seemed to
Mhm.
have been the issue until the last few years when they don't have a product to put on they don't have players that anybody knows or wants to come see. And then the condition of the stadium and just a number of things that have caused the fan base to kind of erode, at least from going and watching the games in
Mhm.
person. So um, I just can't see Alabama being that dumb. If he
What are
is,
the
he needs a new owner.
what are the percentages that Dan is guilty of this crime and is out as the owner of the Washington football team?
I say 20%.
Mm. There's a lot of people who would love for this to be true and be the straw that break the camel's back.
I think that's definitely more of what it is. People want him out, so any way they can
Mhm.
get him out, they're kind of hoping and wishing and praying. Like when Trump caught the Rona, Bama was, you know what I mean? It seemed like that. Like whatever it needs to be to get him out of here, just get him out of here. I just can't see the Bama being that dumb.
Yeah, I can't see it either, dog. And the thing is, I'm just going by recent history. This Batman got a lot of stuff floating around with his about it on his name right now.
Yeah,
And he's still just hanging in the pocket, dog. Batman's wanted him out 5 years ago. And all these stories and headlines and stuff, he done beat all of that. So
and if this was the case, they would have led with this. This is the smoking gun that would have officially got him out. They taking these baby steps, and the stories get bigger and bigger and worse and worse. It's just this not the way stuff work in the real world.
yeah, dog. It's all
You leave
funny.
with this.
You leave with if this is the gun, this is it. Yeah, nah, you right. That joke not gonna fly. He good. He good.
Teflon.
Dang
If
good.
he when he beat this though, untouchable.
Yeah, he
Bama's just
good.
gonna have to wait till he die and leave him alone. Because if he doesn't get out with these allegations and the financial drink going on too at the same time, untouchable.
Untouchable, though. Oh man. Yeah, I saw Yahoo Sports thing talking about 5 teams that you should not have high expectations for. And you know already Washington football team was in the mix. You already know.
They
You
didn't get
already know.
better. They got worse, and they was
They
bad
didn't.
last year. So I don't know why you would have high expectations other
No.
than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, some of our fans online was talking like, yeah, what about Carson Wentz? Like, you give him some. He had 27 touchdowns. Like, dog, go ahead and get your hopes up if you want to. Go
He's better.
ahead.
He's better than what they had, but the team, like the coach, is bad. The offensive coordinator is bad. The defensive coordinator is bad. The putting the team together is bad because the players are worse than they were last year. It's just nobody has any idea what they're doing over there.
No idea. No idea, dog. No idea. Uh, NBA playoffs is here. Well, we almost here. It's a couple games, but it'll be here in no time. The Wizards still hanging on by their chinny chin chin. They one game behind the Knicks in the 11th spot. Uh, the Wizards don't deserve to go to the playoffs anyway. I just need them to stay out of it, though.
They need to improve their draft stock to try to get a higher lottery slot. So I don't know why
That's
they
a
still
fact.
winning games. It's stupid.
It's dumb. It's dumb. And it looks like the Nets will play the Knicks right now as it stands for the playing game. And then the Hawks will play the Hornets. This is the Eastern Conference. And out of those teams, then they'll play whoever the winner of the 11-10 playing game. So it's still anybody's game, dog. I mean, potentially you could have the Nets square off if they do get in and win in their playoff game against the Heat, who's at the top of the food chain right now in the East. Dog, if you're the Heat, you do not want to play the Nets in the first round. You don't want that, especially with healthy Kyrie. Dog, is Ben Simmons, what is the Bama doing, dog? Is he hurt?
They said he out for the remainder of the regular season at least. So
But
I don't know
why?
what's going on.
Why are they like holding him back to like unveil him come playoff time? I don't like what is the deal? You trade for him in the middle of the season. Is he just not, can he not play?
They were saying he was having mental issues when he was with Philly. So everybody thought it was a fraud because he just wanted to be out of there. Maybe he is having some type of personal or mental issues going on. Because the slander he was getting from not being able to shoot
Mm-hmm.
could have easily broken that Bama. And you know
Mm-hmm.
how light skinned Bama is sensitive anyway, so you never know.
Are they just working on his jumper to unveil it in the playoffs or something? Like, is that what's going on behind the scenes? Like, I just, to me, you want, if you got a third guy, you want that guy active to give you the best chance to win the championship. I think that this is what my theory is, though. My theory is that they're not necessarily sure that they're gonna actually make it into the playoffs. And so they're trying to wait and to see how that shakes out, those playing games, and then look to unveil him in that first series if they make it to, a playoff series.
You
This
don't
is
think
what
he
I
helps
think.
the team get in and win those playing games?
So I think that they're probably looking at it like, okay, where we're seated, we could try to exhaust every option to try to get in, but the teams that they're playing, they don't necessarily need him, right? For these playing games, they don't. But if they get into a series, to be able to like pull him in and add him as another caveat to the team, like I don't know. Yeah, if I knew what was going on with him, then I could have a better assessment of what they should probably try to do. But it just seems odd to me that you have him on your roster. They show video of him like shooting around and doing stuff. He's at every game, essentially sitting on the bench. They pan to him, look at him. He looks like he's a part of the team, right? So I don't know. I don't understand I thought they would have already brought him on and started like kind of get him worked into the chemistry of the team. But I don't know, dog. I really don't have a clue what they're up to. Like, what's the plan? So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Western Conference, you have the LA Lakers holding on by their chinny chin chin. Look like they're gonna play the Spurs in a play-in game. Then you have the Clippers and the Pelicans. Or hold up, is it the 8th plays the 7th seed and then the 9th plays the 10th seed?
I
Is
thought
that
it
how it
was.
goes?
I thought that it was the 8th seed plays the winner of the 9 and 10 playing game.
Yes, I think that is the case, though. I think that is the case. Let me go ahead and get this jump straight, man, before I get the people the wrong information. Let's get this right, though, because this jump is important. So yeah, okay, here we go. Clear it up. The 9th plays the 10th. And then the winner of that plays the loser of the 7th and 8th. So, so based upon that, look like the Lakers going home, dog. Look like the Lake Show finished because right now the 9th and 10th seed is the Pelicans and the Spurs. And what's
they 2 games back at least.
Let's see, what's that? 78 games. You have 82 games scheduled. So you still have a few games left. But right now, the way it's looking, like the Lakers on the outside looking in. Yeah,
Spurs
based
7-3 in their last 10, and Lakers lost the last 6. It's just the momentum just doesn't look like it's going to be conducive to them Bama's making the playoffs. It was a fail. Picking up Westbrook, Frank Vogel is the head coach.
He's terrible, dog. Frank Vogel's terrible.
Should have paid Ty Lue.
Should have paid Ty Lue, dog. Ty Lue wouldn't have these Bama's playing like this. I tell you that much. And he would have sat Westbrook if he wouldn't have cared. Like Frank Vogel's scared, dog. He's scared of everybody. He don't got no voice. People don't listen to him. And does LeBron James come back again next year?
I think he has to. You can't go out like this, not even making the playoffs.
But Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, dog. That Bama is a.
He wanted him there. He's the you can't
a dollar
dismiss
store toy.
LeBron, the GM. That's who he wanted with him. That's who he wanted.
Yeah, it don't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, based upon that, Wizards done. They finished. They had 12, so they done. But the Nets still have a chance though.
Nets getting in. They got to.
They about to match up against the Hornets. Hornets ain't no slouch.
Yeah, but like you said, with a healthy Kyrie, who they haven't been playing with in the home games all season. And then if you're talking about legacy and you're talking about KD being one of the top players in the league, you have to will your team into the playoffs. If we talk, that basically is a playoff game. You got to be able to will your team into the playoffs against the Hornets.
Yeah. So that's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, the 12th, is the start. We gonna see.
Anybody getting fired in the Wizards management,
organization?
head coach? Yeah.
Nah, dog. They just hired a new coach. Cheap Ted is gonna hang in with Tommy. He ain't making no changes there. They gonna let him draft another draft.
Another Euro, another foreigner.
I mean, to be honest, the Wizards got it. So you got the Magic, Pistons, Pacers, Wizards in the East. In the West, you got the Rockets, Thunder, Blazers, Kings, and Lakers. So they got a chance to get a nice little lottery spot
If
based
they
upon the
finish out
percentages.
the way they're supposed to finish out, hopefully.
Because
I didn't
right
realize the
now,
Trailblazers was this bad, dog.
yeah, though, without Dame, I honestly, this is like a hot take, but I think the Wizards should be doing everything in their power to go after Dame. I think that would dramatically shift the Wizards into at least the winning category. I don't think that it stamps that they win a championship or anything like that, but it takes them from trash and mediocre to relevant, which they have not been for a while since John Wall.
But they'll be in
So
the same place with that he was in Portland, where he's by himself trying to get Bama's over the hump, and it's just not enough. They still going to have to find a way to get somebody else to come here because they're not going to draft somebody good. That's out of the question. They don't know what they're
so
doing. Go ahead.
so I think with the roster of Porzingis, with Kuzma, Bradley Beal,
That's the caveat. If they're gonna get Dame, they got to get rid of Bill. Like it's gonna have to be a trade with Bill involved.
that's what I'm saying. Like to me, if I'm Tommy, right, I'm calling the Trailblazers. I'm like, listen, right, you cannot have Bradley Beal, you can't have Porzingis. We just got him, right? But all the rest of the Bama's on the roster is expendable,
Nobody
especially
wants.
Ish Smith at 38 years old. This Bama old as me, Aaron, playing basketball. I ain't realized he was that old. That just makes the trade even more angering to me. I don't care how likable that Bama is. I don't want to get started there. I would be calling them and saying, listen, we'll give you this year's draft pick, which is going to be a top 10 lottery pick, right? I even be willing to give away next year's pick.
But you can't. You got to have a pick every 2 years. So it will have to be the year after that. You can't trade 2 back-to-back picks in the
Uh,
NBA.
I
I think you
I
wait
do
till the
that too.
lottery. If the lottery happens and the Wizards get lucky, let's say they get a number 3 pick, just hype it, because they're not going to be lucky enough to get 1 or 2. If they get the number 3
Okay.
pick, I think you can make that call. But where they stand and still trying to win games and end up at the 11th or 9th, I don't think the Blazers are even taking that call without Bradley Bill involved. I think you can make a you can make the call with the number 3 pick and what's the crazy Japanese dude,
Kuzma. Oh,
Hachimura, and
Hashimura.
you know what I mean. Throw some other pieces in there, Denny Avia, just throw a bunch of
Mhm.
pieces in there.
Yeah.
I think that works with the number 3 pick. Not saying they take it, but they take the call. If you
No,
call them
because
with the number 11 pick and no
nah.
bill, they like
Hey,
don't call my phone no more. I'm
don't
blocking
call
you.
him.
Matter of fact, after this, you think I'm stupid.
Yo, because if you can get, I'm just saying, this would get me back on board. I'm telling the Wizards what to do. If you have Dame Lillard, right? You got Bradley Beal, you got
Kuzma and Porzingis, I like that team.
Kuzma and Porzingis, dog. We talking. I will call Ernie up myself and apologize, dog. If you make moves like that. This offseason,
They're
you
not
gotta
capable.
make he not doing it, dog. He don't, but this is the thing. I'm trying to do the 2K trades, Aaron. If it's me, I'm like, young, will y'all take this?
So
Will y'all take this?
answer this question: if you get the number 3 pick, are you taking Dame over Ivy or over your boy Ranchero or potentially Jabari Smith or
So
a
so
top?
so, so again, right? What you gonna do if you go that route, right? You talking about future versus now, right? So you could go with one of the young pieces, right? But you're probably gonna be back in the cycle trying to like still rebuild a next couple of years, right? I'm dog, marquee players change everything. And with the draft, it to me it's too volatile with the players, right? Because a lot of things gotta go right. You gotta get a Bama who, like you said earlier, got the dog. You might have to coach up some, and just can come in and really make a contribution right away, right? It just a Dame top 5 scorer in the league. Come on down, right? Like it ain't even no question. I know why he set out this year because it's like, why I'm gonna waste myself trying to get back to play with these bums, and then we don't even have a chance. I'm gonna just exhaust myself trying to. I mean, the only caveat or the thing you would have to like kind of put in there is basically how you gonna keep the salaries, like how you gonna be able to like keep all the salaries. Now, if you cheat, which Ted is, you're gonna go the other route. You just gonna take your third pick the young Bama who got the upside, and just try to build another piece, right? And hope that they pan out to be that guy. But I'm all about what I know versus what I don't know. I know the Bama Dame can score. I know the Bama come to the team automatically. It changes the whole dynamic because he's a worker. And he ain't gonna come in and do a whole bunch of talk. He gonna talk, but he gonna get buckets. He definitely gonna get buckets, Aaron. You know he gonna get buckets. He going to the All-Star. You start bringing notoriety to the team. You start. I mean, it's a better Westbrook move. So remember when we got Westbrook and everybody, oh yeah, he's blah, blah, blah. It's better than that to me. It would be a better move than that. Then you have 3 pieces that you really can rely on. You got Kuzma, if you can. Well, he's still on a rookie contract, but maybe not. But his contract probably coming up soon. He gonna want big breadsticks. But you got to do something legit with a plan. Like the stuff that's happening, like we're seeing the draft coming, dog. I think the draft went in the May NBA draft.
No clue. I know NFL draft in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Wizards ain't
NFL
drafting
draft.
nobody.
June 23rd is the NBA draft. Yeah, Washington, man. We got a draft show coming up in about 2 weeks. Yeah, right before the draft, we got a draft show coming up. We'll go through all the prospects, give you all the ins and outs, let you know who the scrubs are, who's the inflated guy that they got out here pushing them up the draft board, can't bust a grape. We're gonna tell you all the Sam Darnolds and everybody we told you was a bum for real. We're gonna let you know. Who was the dude Rick was talking about today? The safety from Notre Dame?
I can't think his name.
Yeah. People projecting him, on the
He's
boards
supposed to be
all
like top
across.
5. If Wizards can get him, I mean, if Washington can get him, that'd be a good move. I just don't see it. The receiver from USC, like all of the guys that I
Mhm.
would like to see them take, I just don't see them being smart enough to pull the trigger. They're gonna overdraft from a position of need.
Mhm.
They're probably gonna take one of the white quarterbacks or maybe an old lineman since they had 2 linemen leave this offseason. So you never know with Ron Rivera. It's gonna be something super conservative, safe
Super
pick.
conservative and safe, though. Which I hate. Go for Gus. Yeah, we gonna see. It was another trade in the NFL. The Saints gave picks away to
The Eagles.
the Eagles, and the Eagles gave picks away to the Saints. I mean, it helped somebody this year, and it helped somebody else next year. Like it just, to me, it was just like we're gonna give you these picks now, so you can draft the people you want, and then we'll get the picks back later. So, but that's all we got for today, man. Follow us at OSS 980 Other Side of Sports. Share the content. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Where's Buffy. Shout out to Lance J Radio. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out my man Wes. Shout out to my man Omar, young, who blessed their account. Donations to OSS 980 are always appreciated to try to push the content. Shout out to that man for seeing our growth and investing in it. Appreciate you, bro. And we out.